Hey everyone, Linda from Let's Talk Prepping. And I want to talk about what to do when the SHTF event occurs and you've got to ration food, because food rationing is going to be so important then. And you're going to have to figure out how you're going to settle any kind of conflicts that occur. Now, if it's just your immediate family, you're probably not going to have too much trouble because everybody knows what's going on and they know that food's going to have to be rationed. But if you have to take in or you do take in other people, what are you going to do? Let me give you one scenario. One person, Jim, says, "Hey, I worked harder than Joe today. I had to cut and split wood. Joe only was repairing the fence. I want more food. I deserve more food because I worked harder." What are you going to do? How are you going to solve that? And here's another dilemma. Let's say Jim's wife says, "Oh, here, honey, have a little bit of my food." And she's giving him her food. And then you say, "Well, that's okay." No, it's not. Because if she gets sick, a sick person is going to be a lot of trouble. You're going to have to figure out what to do, how to get medical care, assuming if it's not a grid down event, you can take them to the hospital or a doctor. But if it's a grid down event, you've got to take care of all medical by yourself. So the wife can't give the food to the husband or to the kids, no matter what. So you've got to figure out, how are you going to handle those conflicts? What are you going to do? And you have to be firm in what you're doing. Here's another thing. Suppose someone gets up in the middle of the night and steals some food or just takes food. And again, it's part of your household here. What are you going to do? I mean, you're trying to protect your food from outsiders, and here's someone in your household taking the food. So what do? How do you punish them? How do you stop them from doing it over and over again? And you've got the other thing. You say to them, "I'm going to kick you out. You're not going to be able to stay here if you keep doing this." And they say, "Yeah, make me." Uh, what do? What are the plans? You've got to have some kind of plans to if this occurs. Another thing that could occur, and I was just throwing these out there, you really need to have a brainstorming session with the people in your group to see what you would be doing, to see what problems could occur. But another thing, let's say you have to send someone out to barter, and they're bartering for your whole group, and they take some of the food that they bartered for and eat it on the way home, or they hide it so that they have it later. What are you going to do in that situation? There's all kinds of situations that you have to plan for. I want you now, before things get really bad, to start planning for them. Now remember, you're going to need enough food to get you to the next harvest. And then the next harvest really has to take you through the winter to the next harvest. It's probably not going to do that right in the beginning or even for a couple of years. So you have to have enough food to tide you over between harvests. And how long do you think it's going to last? If we have a grid down and it's an EMP event, forget it. It's going to last years. If we have shortages at the grocery store and supply chain problems, maybe things won't last as long, but maybe they will. If I were you, if you thought it was going to last 6 months, I'd plan on 12 months. If you thought it was going to last 2 years, I'd plan on 4 years. I'd probably double the length of time you really think it's going to last. And we tend to overestimate how much we have stored. Take a look at your food. It looks like a lot, but when you really get down to it, especially when you're rotating your food, you overestimate how much you have because you're going to the grocery store every week and replenishing what you've eaten during that week. So let's talk a little bit about how to ration your food, and let me give you some general ideas. And remember, we're all going to be under stress. So when you're under stress, you tend to eat a lot more. So you've got to have some kind of a plan in effect in rationing. It has to be something that's the same all the time and that people don't think is unfair. Now, if it's just your family and you're rotating your food, you shouldn't have any problem. What you do is right now, when you're eating the same food you're going to be eating then, just go for each of your 3 meals and see how many calories that you're cooking up every day. So for supper, you're cooking up 1,000 calories a person or whatever it happens to be. And then look to see how much everybody's eating, and that'll give you an idea of how much of the portions people are eating and how many calories they're getting. Then when you have to cut back, and then you can cut back 1/8 of that, 1/4 of that, whatever it is, and that will help you. I'm going to cut 1/4 from everybody. That will help me prolong the length of time that the food will last. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to figure out the calories for everything and then do it by weight. Weigh the whole batch and then see this whole batch of beans and rice and everything weighs so many pounds. And it gives us 5,000 calories for all of us. So I've got to divide that up by the number of calories everybody's supposed to get. So let me show you over here how to do that. Just a quick idea. So I am going to go to, okay, I am over here at a really great website I found. It's called AQUA-CALC.com. Aqua-CALC for calculator.com/calculate food volume to weight. And you see food here. So if you just go to AQUA-CALC.com and then hit food, you're going to get this. I was just amazed at this website. Notice I have volume 1 cup here, but look what you can get here. You can go through metric cup, you can get US cup, you can get fluid ounce, gallon, pint, tablespoon, teaspoon, and then see more units. So we're going to just do the cup. Just look over here. I'm just going to do generic. And I had put in beans. And then I go over here and just click right here. And because I put in, okay, so look at what you can look up here. You can look up baby food. You can look up baked beans, canned, no salt added. Baked beans with beef. You can have black beans. I mean, just about anything you want here. Okay. So, and I just, well, let me go through here. Lima beans. You can go through here. Look at this. It's just amazing. I don't know how people do websites like this, There must be the government and getting paid for it. But I put in kidney beans, all types, mature, canned, because that's assuming we had canned kidney beans. And so 1 cup of canned kidney beans is 9 ounces. And if you go over here at the bottom here, see how many calories in 9 ounces of beans. And this would be your calories right here. This is joules. We don't want that. We wanted the calories, 215 calories. And again, you can put in anything you want. When I put in rice, and you go over here to rice, it's just amazing. You can just find beef, rice, and vegetables, cake made with rice, chicken or turkey and rice and soybean sauce, chicken or turkey without rice. And you can just go through here and find cooked rice, way down here, white rice, brown rice when I went through here. So when I put in rice here, I put in white rice. When I did rice, see, you can get cooked, fat added, made with butter, cooked, fat added, made with margarine, made with oil, no fat added. That I put that one in. And I get a cup of rice is about 204 calories here, 203.82. And I just wanted to do real fast meat for you because I am just amazed that people make these websites. And when we do meat, you can get baby food, you can get burritos, chicken broilers, fryers, roasting chicken, stewing, egg omelet, gravy meat, ham. You can just go through here, you meatloaf, and see all the different types of meat that you can find. So look at this again, and it will help you. And then what I did is I just made this up. Let's assume that a male needs, and I'm going to use the word male and female. If you don't like it, turn the video off right now. Let's say they just need 2,000 calories a day. That's probably a little low. It used to be the standard, but it might be low. But you can just supply this for however many calories a active male would need. So if we have 3 meals, if you divide that by 3, you get 600 calories for 2 meals, and then one has to be 800 calories. And that's approximate. So you would make your main meal probably in the midday so that you have the energy to keep working. That would be the 800 calorie meal. And let's say the female only needs, and again I'm using the word female, 1,500 calories. So that would be 3 meals of 500 calories each. And I went to this great website and I said, let's say we're just doing beans and rice, but you could do meat if you had that. It was just easier to do beans and rice to give you an idea. 2 cups of rice, a cup of beans, half a cup of canned corn, a teaspoon of olive oil, half a cup of peaches, and I added that up, and I was a little short of the 800 calories. So the next thing I did is look 2 tablespoons of rice you throw in there to bring it up to the 800 calories. And that's what I wanted to tell you. You can use these tablespoons of rice or beans or whatever to figure out to bring it up or to take some away. And you can find tablespoons right here. Really amazing. So I put the rice back in here and I went with a tablespoon of the white rice, fat not added, just for, you can do anything you want here. And it's about 12.74 calories. So what I would do then is I would add back in 2 tablespoons of rice, about 25 calories, to bring it up to your 800 for the day. Now the female only needs 1,500, and again you can adjust these. So 3 meals of 500, so we have to subtract 300 calories here. So you could subtract a half a cup of beans, a cup of rice, and that brings you down to 311 calories. And if you subtract 311, that's a little bit too much. So you would add back a tablespoon of rice at 12.7, and that would bring you to your 500 calories. So that's just one way to do it. Don't let the math bother you. You can figure this out, but you've got to be consistent if you have members there who are not family members and they're extended family and they're coming in and they're the ones who are going to complain. You get a little more than that person. The other way to do it is by weight. And you use, if you're giving everybody a ice cream scooper of food, and then you add the tablespoons maybe after that, something like that. But you've got to have a plan so that people don't complain. If they complain, if they steal food, if they just don't go by the rationing plan, what are you going to do? Figure it out. Let me know in the comments if you have anything more to add, because there's lots of things that you can do, and maybe you have a way of figuring out the calories that's easier than this. Maybe you have a way of what are you going to do with these people? How are you going to keep them in line? And let us know. And please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.